Ethan's room had always been one step away from a landfill, a graveyard of busted controllers, toppled Jenga towers of jewel cases, and half-eaten bags of chips. Seriously, you could taste the dust in the air with every breath. The dude wore his gaming nerd badge with the pride of a war hero, surrounded by haunted relics from console generations past, and he liked it that way. Or at least he thought he did, until the night things really got twisted. So, here's Ethan, rummaging through the weirdest thrift store you've ever smelled. Practically a health hazard. Fluorescent lights flickering like something out of a slasher flick. He stumbles on this Game Boy cart, totally anonymous except for that scribbled label. Crash Purple. Might as well have said, "Play me if you want nightmares." Never heard of it, and trust me, Ethan's the walking Wikipedia of obscure games. But dude's got that itch. Maybe a hidden classic or just another broken game. Plunks down singular greasy dollar. Rolls the dice. Back home, it starts normal. Well, as normal as a seriously ancient Game Boy booting up ever gets. The chime pings. Screen's alive. But the graphics are wrong. Everything's too bright, colors bleeding into each other. Sprites moving just a hair off tempo, like the world's broken and nobody told the characters. The soundtrack? Starts out cute, but soon the notes get twisted. Pitch bending, glitching, crawling up Ethan's spine. All happy pixel critters at first, but their faces blur and warp, eyes sinking deeper, mouths splitting just a little too wide. It's like cuddly mascot horror, if such a thing could even exist. And then the blood starts. Not like spattered pixels. Well, actually, yeah, totally that. The further Ethan goes, the more it's everywhere. On the ground, dripping from the trees, trickling from the eyes of background characters. He's forcing himself to laugh it off. Probably an edgy ROM hack, right? But even those little whispering voices coming from the speaker are getting bolder, almost chanting his name in between garbled bits of old, cheery music. You ever felt eyes on the back of your head from a video game? Ethan did. He cranked the volume down, but the voices seemed to slither out anyway, curling around the corners of his mind. The monsters in the levels? They aren't your usual blocky baddies. These things crawl, lurch, and bleed, parts of them missing, sometimes pixel guts dragging behind like something out of some banned Japanese horror game. So much red, it almost stings your eyes. Doesn't help that shadows keep shifting in his room, like the flicker of the screen is conjuring up things just outside his vision. But Ethan's obsessed now. Food gets stale, text messages from friends unanswered. Maybe he even forgets to shower for a hot minute. He's got to know how deep the rabbit hole goes. Zones out so hard the boundary between game and reality gets sketchy. Sometimes when he blinks, he'll see those twisted mascots standing in his closet, black holes for eyes, grinning ear to ear. And then, final level. The end. The name isn't even trying to be subtle. As it loads, the Game Boy emits a whine, like it's in pain. The screen starts bleeding pixels, the brightness pulses, and the music is straight-up torture movie material. Strings screech, whispers swirl, and underneath, the faint wet sound of something dripping. The level's a maze of gore and carnage, walls pulsing like they're alive, some of them scrawled with what looks awfully close to Ethan's own handwriting, spelling out ugly memories and secrets. Monsters here aren't just attacking, they're screaming. Some crawl toward him, arms outstretched, begging in digitized warbles for help. The floor is slick, blood pooling at his feet, slowing down his movements in the game. Ethan's heart is pounding, sweat freezing cold on his neck, chest tight as if the shadows on the wall are closing in. Then he sees it. The final boss. Not some big bad dragon or space tyrant. Nope. It's him. Glitched, skin sloughing, eyes black, mouth stretched impossibly wide in a carnivore's smile. It imitates his movements, mimics his voice. You can't escape yourself, Ethan. You are the darkness. Every attack from the thing hits way harder than just pixels. He feels it, like memory knives carving out every failure he's ever had. It's so real he forgets he's in a game. Blood streams out of the boss's wounds. No joke, he swears for a split second he sees it dripping onto his hands. He fights anyway. He's not even sure why. Sweat in his eyes, hands shaking so hard he drops the Game Boy more than once. But he powers through. He lands the killing blow. The screen goes nuclear white, then flatlines to black. Just when he's ready to breathe, the voice, quieter, sadder, croaks out, "You've played well, but the game is not over." It never is. Ethan's not okay. Not even a little bit. The blood, the shrieks, the monster wearing his face. It's all burned into his mind. He sets the Game Boy down like it's waiting to bite him. For days, he can't shake the feeling that something is watching from the gloom, hiding just outside the twilit safety of his room. He sees things in his reflection. Distorted versions of himself, eyes sunken, mouth yawning, hungry for something he can't name. His family, his friends, they try to reach out, but Ethan's not there anymore, just a layer of skin stretched over fear and exhaustion. Whispers still snake through his dreams, louder every night. The dread soaks in deep. The game was right all along, running's pointless. One late night, the air thick and his thoughts stuck on repeat, Ethan sits down in front of the Game Boy again. He scribbles a note with a trembling hand, the words crooked, desperate. "I'm sorry. I can't escape myself." He flips the switch, hands shaking. The startup chime feels mocking, and before the screen loads, that whisper curls out of the speaker. "Welcome back, Ethan." That's the last anyone sees of him. When they find him days later, the room is freezing. The shadows stretch like jealous fingers, and Ethan's corpse still clutches that cursed Game Boy. The thing glows bright in the gloom, spilling red light on his knuckles. The screen says only one thing: game over. And honest to God, maybe, just maybe, you'd swear the bloody pixel eyes on the screen were looking at you.